This is NDTV. And you're watching NDTV Hindu.
Good evening and welcome to the news tonight on NDTV Hindu. I am Evelyn Matthew.
Hi, I am Peer Mohammed. I am bringing you details of Madras High Court's stay order on implementation of Govindarajan Committee's recommendations.
Right, before we bring you that story in detail, here are the headlines. The Madras High Court sends a snap to Justice Govindarajan and his plans. A stay on the fee structure recommendation disappoints parents.
I have not seen the judgment. So let it come to me. I'll react to it.
The opposition in the state ups their ante against the telecom minister and the ruling DMK. Left parties want A. Raja to face the music.
No doubt it is already politically motivated. Some vested interests and corporate war.
Joining the bandwagon is AIDMK Supremo J. Lalita on Annadurai's birth anniversary. She pledges to drive the DMK out of the ruling seat. A 25-year-old woman's death is investigated as a murder for gain by the city police, but her shattered family allege a gang rape. And Kollywood's diva Shreya Saran has only words of praise for her Shivaji, trusts his robotic performance to make a blockbuster.
Big fan of Rajni sir, so really looking forward to it.
Let's also take a quick scan of our top national stories. Omar Abdullah brushes aside rumors of resignation, meets his coalition partners over a political package from the centre. After a bloody Monday, the Kashmir Valley is under curfew for the first time in over a decade. Air services to Srinagar are suspended. After touching the highest peak in 32 months, the Sensex opens on a positive note. And Sports Minister MS Gill snubs wrestler Sushil Kumar's coach at a photo shoot. On to our big story today in what seems as a big relief for private schools, but certainly not the parents' community. The Madras High Court has stayed the implementation of Justice Govindarajan Committee's fee structure in the current academic year. Hearing a batch of petitions moved by the private schools' managements, the Madras High Court stayed the implementation of the new fee structure. This comes in the background of several protests staged by parents accusing private schools of overcharging. Meanwhile, the private schools have been up in arms against the recommended fee structure as it was not in line with their financial requirements. The Justice Govindarajan Committee's recommendations came into force on the 11th of August this year after the state government decided to regulate fees at nearly 11,000 private schools in the state. While parents have been confused about that stay ordered by the High Court, the School Education Minister has refused to comment.
No, I'll get back to you on this because now we are on this. I have not seen the judgment. So let it come to me. I'll react to it. I do not have details as such with me. So once I have details, I can get back to you on this.
An education activist, Prince Gajendra Babu, joined us and said that this has left the parents with no hope and only the government to safeguard their interests.
It's all gone in vapor because the parent believed much that some relief they will be able to get, and it's half the way. When they admitted the child in June, they thought that it will be a regulated fee, a fee that's been announced by the government, and with that hope they have admitted the child. Now the schools are going to demand much money. Where will they go and get that money? And the second point is that there are some schools, really 4,000 schools, which has accepted Govindarajan Committee's recommendation. What will happen to those schools if the order is stayed, whether it is stayed even for that schools or it's going to be only for the people who have come to the court? Then it is not an equal game. And the parents are taken for a ride. It's that's what many of us believe, and we hope that the government will understand the sensitiveness of the case and will immediately approach the bench for a stay, to vacate the stay.
And joining us live from our newsrooms right now is our senior correspondent Peer Mohammed. Peer, what is the government's next step now that this stay has been ordered for? How are they planning to respond to the High Court's order?
Yes, Evelyn, today in the same court where Justice Vasuhi delivered this interim order, the Additional Advocate General of Tamil Nadu government, Mr. Wilson, made a mention that they want to argue this case, they want to appeal on this interim order, and the Justice Vasuhi has told the Additional Advocate General that this could be taken up tomorrow morning. That means the government is going to stand by its stand that Justice Govindarajan's newly revised fee structure should remain in force, because that has been welcomed by a cross section of parents all over Tamil Nadu. So the government, when the election is due next year, the government will not try to anger the middle class parents, and they will go ahead with their arguments tomorrow. We have to wait and see what the Madras High Court has to say tomorrow, Evelyn.
Right, Peer, but take us through how this fix came about in the first place itself.
Evelyn, the government is under pressure from both sections, the private school managements and also from the public, the parents. So also the advocacy groups, like the man who spoke on our show, Prince Gajendra Babu, they have organizations for nominal fee structure. They have been advocating it for quite a long time, because the private school managements are charging at their own will, and this in several places this has become a big burden on the families, particularly middle class families, and the government is under pressure from the private school managements, because there are 71 associations which represent private schools, the 11,000 odd private schools in Tamil Nadu. And also the public have been protesting, that you should implement this Justice Govindarajan's revised fee structure, while many of the private schools are not obliging. They have been protesting. Even yesterday in Ambattur and Saidapet, we have seen parents protesting in front of schools.
Right.
So, yeah, yes, Evelyn.
Right, thanks very much indeed, Pete, for joining us with those inputs. Parents really caught in a fix and left with no option, really. Now in news from the political front, pressure is mounting on Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh and DMK's patriarch M. Karunanidhi to take a firm decision on Telecom Minister A. Raja. In the wake of Supreme Court's notice to the Union Cabinet Minister on the 2G spectrum scam case, it has brought the opposition parties of the state on a single platform once again, this time demanding nothing short of a resignation. Our political reporter Shabir Ahmed explains what kind of an impact this will have on the ruling DMK ahead of the 2011 polls.
The DMK's golden goose A. Raja is in trouble yet again. The ghost of the 2G spectrum scam is back to haunt him, with the Supreme Court coming down heavily on the issue. The demand for his resignation has once again resurfaced in Tamil Nadu, with both the right and the left parties coming together for this single agenda.
The minister to quit, it means the DMK should move. Either he should quit or the Prime Minister should sack him, and if he continues as the cabinet minister, I think the initiation will not be proper.
A rattled telecom minister looks like he's caught in a fix and is now awaiting questions raised against him.
No doubt it is already politically motivated. Some vested interests and corporate war putting together, everything is going. In the last operators meeting, it was highlighted that the bailout provisions may be done. It will be discussed in the Telecom Commission.
The 2G spectrum scam making headlines once again is seen as a major embarrassment for this man, the state's chief minister, as this issue will echo in the battleground for the 2011 assembly polls.
Our chief minister, Mr. Karnani, should take some action against Mr. Raja. As per my concern, he should be relieved from the cabinet. Then only it will save the face of DP in Tamil Nadu. Definitely DMK will face some impact if Mr. Karunanidhi fails to take action against Mr. Raja.
But the big question is, will the DMK patriarch come forward to take any action against the Raja of DMK? With Shabir Ahmed, Sai Manish for NDTV Hindu.
Meanwhile, in AIA DMK's camp, it was meant to be a birthday gift to former Tamil Nadu Chief Minister Annadurai on his 102nd birth anniversary. And if the veteran politician were alive today, he would have been impressed with the script that Jayalalitha wrote to boost the morale of her AIA DMK cadres. She attacked the DMK regime and vowed to put an end to it. The statement comes just a day after DMDK President Vijay Kant declared that the DMK rule must end in the state of Tamil Nadu. A shocking case of murder has now got the parents of a 25-year-old victim, Renuka, struggling to get some kind of justice. The youth was found naked, bruised, murdered and left near a car factory in Somangalam. But the police have arrested just one man and have claimed it to be a case of murder for gain, as jewellery was found missing from where she was found. But the shattered family has cried foul. They say more than one person is involved in this. But what is shocking is that only a murder charge has been slapped on this person who was arrested. The police are now waiting for the post-mortem report, however, to confirm if it was a case of rape at all.
போட்டு இரிக்கிருக்காங்க சார். வாய் பேச தெரியாது. ஒரேடி அம்மா அடிச்சிட்டாலே ஆனாமான்னு தான் அழும். அப்படி இருக்கிறத போட்டு இறுக்கி எப்படி கொன்னானே ஒன்றும் புரியல சார். 22 நாள் எல்லாம் அழுது என்ன பண்ணுறதுன்னு தெரியாமல் தவிச்சிட்டு இருக்கோம். இப்போ என்னென்னா அவங்க யார் பின்னணியில் கூட இருந்தவங்களாம் யார் இங்கே வந்து கேட்குறப்போ என் ஃப்ரெண்டுக்கு வேணும்னு 2 மணிக்கு ஃபோன் கேட்டுக்கிறான். அங்கே போயிட்டு எனக்கு தான் பொண்ணு வேணும்னு கேட்டிருக்கான். 4 பேரை விசாரிச்சிருக்கிறாங்க. அந்த 3 பேர் யாருன்றது தெரியல.
Still ahead on News Tonight, air services disrupted and no peace in sight. A picturesque valley now looks like a war zone. Stay tuned for that.